Welcome back, viewers. About to do the weigh-in. It's not on yet, Arthur. But you can go ahead. You can practice. That white that you may have saw on our flank was just a piece of carpet. Not any worms or anything like that. Doing a quick spot of grooming before you go on. You got a tail. Let's get over this way so my hair is not going critical mass from the glare of the window. There we go. Maybe. Makes me look like I'm grayer than I am. Hey, Denise. Yeah, see, it's got HD. You can see the gaze and as they're intended. Okay, let's get this thing turned on. For those commenting about my legs, I'm wearing shorts on a sunny day to get them less white. They ain't gonna get darker wearing pants. So, in fact, after I'm done with these, done visiting, I'll be working out in the yard wearing shorts. Don't touch. Don't touch. See, you made it say error. I'm not going to reset that. No touching. No touching. Now you may touch. But now you may get on. Let's see. The kittens are 7 weeks and 5 days old. They're 54 days. Okay, who's up first? No, no, no. That's to keep you from sliding off. Now I got to zero it again. Okay. 36 ounce, no, 35.5. It went 36 to 35, so 35.5 ounces. That is a 1.1 ounce gain. That weighs 1,006 grams. Stop! Stop! Okay, Trillian, you're up. She's hiding from me. I don't want to get weighed. Is that helping? 29.2, 28.9, 28.9. Let me start giving these guys some wet food for Trillian, just to speed up that weight gain. So she gained an ounce, now weighs 819 grams. Emily is heavy, 38.5. So she gained 1.5 ounces, now weighs 1,091 grams. So you can see Trillian. She's like hopping in and out of the tower playing with that mouse. And now for Gail. It says 38 ounces even. There's a lot of even ounces here. So she hasn't caught up with Emily yet, but she's getting there. She's also gained 1.5 ounces. Now weighs 1,077 grams. So good gains across the board. I have thick skin with kittens. Let's wind you up. Ready, set, go. Okay, nothing sticking out. Go. Okay, wind you up. Go. Okay, how about you, Trillian? Go. I love how she walks and runs while crabbing at the same time. If you're curious, this is called the cat new. That's what viewers have named it. I folded down the edges so you can see them jump in and out. While they're in there, you can see them better. Trillian seems to really enjoy it. Hi, Alice. I stopped feeding them wet food because Alice started eating the dry food, and I didn't know if that was causing her soft poop. And it looks like it was just worms that was causing it. She finally had a good solid poop this morning. I talk about when you foster, poop is a way of life. It's a fact of life. You can't get away from it. And since you guys are watching a foster cam, you guys can't get away from it either. It's just part of the process. missing a gold clip. There's a kitty in there. See? It's called cat new, which is a hybrid of cat canoe. Brooke Ivy posted a YouTube video of Emily underneath it going for a stroll around the room. So basically, it looked like this was moving on its own. If you don't know about the YouTube channel yet, just scroll down a little bit in the video, or below the video, you'll see a kitten information, and the last link on the post is the YouTube page. It's a good way to catch visits that you missed or memorial moments of kitten antics. Forgot to send an email for their neuter spay appointment next week. Go ahead and do that now. Emily's in the box. Yay. Keep it up, Emily. You guys supposed to stay underneath there and just have the paws come poking out.
Yes.
Trillian is having a spot to eat. I hear one of my cats outside. Sappy.
She probably wants back into the bedroom. My bedroom.
Gail's getting a really long, thin tail. Okay, I could do some Q&A now. You are so fuzzy and soft. I appreciate it if you don't get a piece of litter stuck next to your butt, so I don't think you have worms, huh? Hi guys. I have not received the results on the fecal exam. My kitten dealer is attending her son's graduation today, so I emailed the clinic directly. I did not get a response yet, but that said, I sent it like only a couple hours ago. I have a laser pen out there. I just keep forgetting to grab it and use it. But they will get experience and exposure to it. Gail. Hey, Emily. Jennifer asked, hi Denise. Jennifer asked if I ever had a bad cat bite. Not from a foster, no. My oldest cat, who I call the orange butthead, though as he's gotten older, he's not so much a butthead anymore. I was sitting down in the living room working on something, and he just walked right up and chopped me right on my knuckle and basically sent me to the ER. Epsom salt is really good for drawing out the bite, but I could not bend my finger for 2 weeks at the knuckle there. Nice takedown. Laura asked, John, is the amperage of your legs greater than or equal to the sunlight streaming through the room? It's a little bit less. But I'm going outside wearing shorts, so trying to reduce the number of people get flash blinded every time I come in here. You guys can keep score in the wrestling. You're watching them more than I am. I'm distracted here. Sox is he's an extremely smart cat. Has no fear of anything. But as he's gotten older, he seeks attention more. When he was younger, I couldn't even pet him, and he would do things like stick his paw in his water bowl, and then touch like I'm sitting down, my a little bit of skin showing him underneath my shirt, and he'd touch it with his cold paw, and me going like that. Who is the chattiest cat I've owned or fostered? Definitely been fostered. I've had some pretty chatty moms as far as who's chattier than the others. I'll leave it up to the viewers to decide that. She's scratching at the blanket because it's folded over a little bit, and she's like playing with the folds. She's under. She's trying to get underneath the blanket. We're going to have a tunnel cat soon. Joe Guffer asked if I think Gail and Arthur would make a good pair. Yes. I do believe they would. I believe any of these kittens could be adopted as a pair or separately. So Arthur and Gail, who's in a box now, seem to be a good pair. Or Gail and Emily. No, I have not heard any updates on Yuri/Gizmo. One of my fosters from the Cosmonaut Fosters. Look at him. Boy, you all poofed up. Did she move all unnatural or something? Let's do that again. Let's wait till he gets over there. No reaction that time. Good job in the box, Gail. Image asked if I could hear the kittens through the wall at night. Well, I typically have my laptop on, so I'm always listening. But when I'm in the living room watching TV or something, I sometimes hear them bang against the wall, especially if I have the cardboard tube in here, which I'll probably put in today if I remember, because they roll and it goes bang, bang. Sometimes I hear them running around. Trillian's getting sleepy. Okay, let's try a bouncy Emily. Doing, doing, doing. Oh, she is heavy. Linda asked if Trillian will be she okay to be adopted by herself? Yes. She seems to be a little bit independent, but not afraid to go after and challenge the other kittens. But she doesn't seem to be bonded with other kittens. Okay, somebody pooped. Was that you pooping? Because I can smell it. Kitten poop stinks. You kiss the top of the paw, not the bottom of the paw. Mom 24 asked if I'm going to give them wet food again so that Trillian would gain more weight. Yes, I do plan to. I'll make sure she hits 32 ounces by next Tuesday at the earliest. She's dozing off. Pamela asked if there's multiple requests for a given kitten, how do we decide? Well, I'll tell you what helps the most is to include like a cover letter with information as far as your house and any current pets that you have. Basically, to sell yourself. We can look at the application, just the application itself, and get a good idea of pass fail or something like that, or including a letter along with it can go a long way. And basically, it's a matter of okay, which one looks better, that sort of thing. And it's hard. It's really hard to. A lot of times, it's like, okay, this one. And no, Trillian doesn't get any slack for her short tail. The tails really don't weigh that much anyway. You got some litter on your face. There, got it. Yuck. Emily's in the box again. Yay. She's doing something. I think she's pooping. Let me go check. Yep, she's pooping. You can judge a lot about the health of the kitten by seeing their poop. So far, all the poop's been looking good. She's just staring at me when she poops. It's kind of creepy, kind of awkward. Of course, I'm looking at her too. Looks good. Making sure it's not diarrhea or anything like that. Oh, cutie, if you're gonna fall asleep, there's a better place to fall asleep. And that's my lap. No. Why don't you just lay down right there? They like to call Sam. I know. How about this? She's like, quit moving me. How's that? Okay, let me see if I missed any questions. Susan said that her mom recently had a stroke and she took her laptop so she can watch the kittens. And it made her and several other people smile and laugh. So you're welcome. Enjoy the kittens. It's not the first time I've heard somebody taking the laptop to the hospital, and I hope I never hear. I hope I never not hear it again. I hope I keep hearing it again over and over. I know it's been shown in schools and hospitals. I love hearing those stories. Susie asked how I see the dads and the Fosters. I believe that Emily and Trillian have the same father, and that being the Tux. Though it's kind of hard to say just because mom's Tux. Emily is mostly black, but she does have a little bit of white right here. And based on their sizes and their temperaments, I believe that Gail and Emily have the same father, and Arthur and Trillian have the same father. I think Trillian's going to be a lot like Addie. As soon as they went for adoption, every single application was for Addie. Nobody else got one. So when you send in your applications, don't do it yet. I have not officially announced that we're taking applications. Make sure you put alternates that you would like too. Because if you put one and no alternate, then you don't get that one. Emily asked, how is Alice? She's not all over me. I think she wants some mommy time. The kittens are a lot more active. She's still very sweet and attentive. Good for you, Denise. Arthur's in a box now, so smells like he just went poop. Yeah, one thing about kitten cat husbandry, um, if there's 4 kittens, that means that the mama mated with 4 times with up to 4 cats. If there's 8 kittens, that means potential for 8 different fathers. Because during the mating, the queen releases just 1 egg, and she will release only just one egg for each mating. And she could be pregnant with a kitten and still conceive more kittens. That's why there's typically a runt. The runt is conceived last and had less time to mature in the womb. And sometimes there's a kitten or 2 conceived like a month after the first one. Those typically don't survive. Greg asked if 8 weeks is enough for the kittens to be ready for adoption, or would you prefer a longer time? It's based on different shelters and their own policies. We believe that the kittens are ready to be neutered and spayed at 8 weeks, as long as they're healthy and at least 2 pounds. Our vet is trained and equipped in the procedure for doing the small incisions on the spays. And you will never see one of our fosters go up for adoption have not neutered or spayed unless there's a definite medical reason against it. For example, we've had cats come in that got pregnant at 4 months. So it's my opinion that waiting till they're 6 months old to do their first neuter or spay is bad. Because frankly, they can get pregnant at 4 months, and that can be deadly for the mother and the kittens. Not only that, a mom who's gave birth to 1 or more litters has increased chance of memory cancer. In a 4-month-old kitten getting pregnant, it stunts their growth. All the energy that their body would put towards them growing will be directed to the kittens, so they won't get any bigger. And as far as Gail, let your mama use the box and peas. I said peas, not peas. But there is absolutely no evidence showing that a male cat is any less of a male cat if he's neutered before 6 months of age. You definitely want to get them neutered before they mature and start spraying, because once they start spraying, it's hard to break that. Not impossible, but it's better that they just never get to that point in the first place. If a vet and someone insists on waiting until they're 6 months, a lot of times it's because they're not trained in doing it earlier. Okay, let me scroll back to see if I missed any questions. If your vet will only neuter at 6 months and you're not comfortable with waiting that long, find another vet to do the procedure. Pamela asked, what type of anesthesia will the kittens get for their spaying? I honestly don't know. Trillian. Quit sniffing at the litter. You got litter on your nose. Gotcha. Yuck. Dunk. Ow. Pew, 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 pew. Okay, that's good. Do, do, do. How's Minion doing? He's doing good. Emily asked, has a kitten ever jumped from the TARDIS onto my head? No. Max asked, what's the biggest injury that a cat has ever given me? A long time ago, I made the mistake of interrupting a cat fight that got too serious, and one of the cats spun around and basically cut my hand wide open. It just broke the skin, or it cut the skin, but not underneath. And fortunately, it did not leave a scar. But the cat was like, "Oh crap!" Instantly, I did something wrong. But that's the worst I've gotten, besides getting bit on the knuckle there, which I've already talked about. How old is Alice? She is approximately 1 year and 3 months. Pat Ben asked, do your fosters learn their names before they are adopted? That's questionable. The names that we give we consider kitten names or temporary names. Their adopters are more than welcome to change their names. Bye, Tony. Bianca asked, when will Minion be in again? That's up to him. Gail asked, whoever had cats that don't meow. I've seen cats that don't meow. I've seen cats that don't purr, or not audibly purr. But you can, as far as purring goes, you can put your fingers on their neck and you can feel them purring. What can Mama see out the window? Outside. But since I've been told I should expand on my answers, she can see the roof. And trees and the sidewalk and the house across the street and the roads. And people walk their dogs by on the sidewalk and cars. Sometimes birds. Patricia asked if I've ever decided to adopt one of my fosters, cat or kitten. Which one would it have been? I've had two that I wish I've adopted. Tony from the Sweetheart Fosters and Hazel from the, I think they're the F Fosters. The 4-H Fosters. 4-H, Hazel, and there are 4 cats named H's, or started with an H. Yes, I do. I know I need a haircut. I was planning on getting one today, but I got halfway home before I remembered, and I was like, screw it. I'll do it tomorrow, which is the same thing that happened the day before. No, I'm not going to let you braid my hair. Not quite long enough for that. Unless you're talking to somebody else, then ignore that. Thank you, Kim. Actually, I think I'm not going to cut it as short as I normally do. I'm going to cut it a little bit, leave it a little bit longer. I normally get with the trimmers, a 4 on the sides and back, and then even up to the top. I think I'm going to a 5 now. Step things up. Been using a 4 ever since I got out of the military. So hey, this is a big change for me. No, not going to do a mohawk. I did grow my hair. Actually, I did grow my hair long twice. I grew it out. No, 3 times. After high school, I grew it out really long, and then cut it when I went in the military. And then back in 2001, 2002, I grew it out again to donate to Locks of Love. And then 2003 or 2004, I started growing out again, but then I cut it because it was just driving me crazy. It was always in my eyes, and it was tickling the crap out of my shoulders. Rona asked, do I get comments on my cats when I'm out in public? Not really. Most people don't know I have cats. I don't have any I have cat shirts, unless it's the volunteer shirt. Nora asked, what kind of shampoo do I use? It's yellow. That's what guys care about, you know. Hey, that's cheap. I forget the brand name. And I never, ever had a mullet. I just want to make that clear, because there seems to be a misunderstanding of what a mullet is. Bianca asked what a mullet is. A mullet is where the front is cut short, but it's long in the back. Whenever I grew my hair out, I grew it out evenly all around. Like when I donated to Locks of Love, I could chew on my bangs if I wanted to. Gail's in the box. She's going to be a side box scratcher. But one reason why I stopped growing it out on the 3rd time was because my hair is extremely fine, extremely thin strands. So it's like usually everywhere, but it grows out straight with a slight wave. You can see my Indian heritage in my hair and my sparse facial hair. I'm unable to grow a beard. It just does not look right. And my chin is too wide for a goatee. Not that I would get one, it just is. Did it spook you? Did it spook you? Okay, let's try a bouncing Gail. Doing, 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 doing. He really poofed up when I did a bouncing Trillian. I mean, poof. The kittens are starting to like wind. That's when I blow on their paws. Laura asked, do I ever shave my mustache? Usually no. I've shaved it shaved it twice for play Santa for pet photos, because the fake beard I got, you could still see the mustache too well, and I got tired of doing the white thing on the mustache because it never stays. And I shaved it for basic training. My son does a soap patch. I'm not going to do a soap patch. Bet asked what nationality am I? She would guess French. Actually, I have no ancestors from France. I have what's called a traveler's accent. I pick up accents really easy. Um, I'm an Army brat, lived all over the U.S. Lived in Texas for 5 years, Alabama for 7, Tennessee for 3, and then here. And then before that, several places in the U.S. and Germany. If I'm talking with somebody with a strong accent, I pick up that accent. Back in 2008, I went to Boston for the 4th of July events and to see the areas, and I came back, 1, with a Boston accent, and 2, liking the clam chowder. Max asked, do I watch TV shows? I'm getting really behind on TV shows. I seem to alternate between gaming and TV shows, and right now I'm more on gaming. But I do like the sci-fis, like Supernatural, all the Stargates. Like Walking Dead. What I'm watching the Helix. I tend to record on the DVR show for the first season and not watch it, just in case it gets canceled after the first season. Right now, what am I playing? Right now, I'm playing the new Wolfenstein game. Second playthrough. There's 2 different timelines. I'm playing the second one now. I Love Cats asked if I watched Resurrection. I do not recall that show, so nope. Max comments that he didn't know he didn't think I'd be a gamer. Sorry, Alicia, Aisha, I'll slow down. I build computers. Actually, let me slow down even more for you. I build I build computers my own. I got a very powerful gaming rig, and using Steam, I use my computer downstairs to do all the graphics rendering, and it streams to my living room PC. So I'm lounged on my couch, reclined out, playing on the big screen. What's my favorite movie? Probably my favorite movie is Tron, both of them. But as far as movie goes, I'm a movie buff. I like all movies. I have a collection of almost 700 movies that I have set up on my home network, so I can pick any movie anytime and watch it anywhere even. That's Blu-rays and DVDs. All legal, trust me. Though if I lived in Germany, it wouldn't be, but it's legal here. I have not watched Game of Thrones yet. I'm just, listening to everybody else, fuss about it. I figured I'll wait till it's all said and done and then watch it. I'm a little bit back on this grow back, so I'm catching up. Yeah, I have a water-cooled system with a 2 GeForce 780 water-cooled. Um, the fastest i7 processor you can get. That's not in the extreme class. It's not the 4 series though. It's about a year old. Hello, lady. Favorite games? Anything with an open world, open story sort of thing. I love the Fallout series, just because I like post-apocalyptic movies and games. I am a NVIDIA user. Do I watch Falling Skies? I do. In fact, I have it in my have the TV series that's been released in my home collection. I also like Revolution, so I know it's canceled and all that, but I haven't watched the second season yet. I'm thinking about just waiting it, purging it from the the TiVo, and getting them on Blu-ray when they come out, so it's higher quality. Yes, I like Morrowind. I explored every square inch of Skyrim, and I am not joking. Towards the end of the game, after several hundred hours of playtime, every time I pull up the map to see if I've been in this location yet, I see several, and I see not just one trail, but 3 or 4 trails where I've already crossed through the area. If you're curious about my computer, I have on my personal Facebook profile, fb.com/john.bartlett, or click on About on the Critter Room, and go to the albums and look for, it's either, it's in a photo album called Geek Porn or Album Builds. I took a lot of photos of my computer as I was building it. No, I did not play Kajet. I did not play Guild Wars 2. I did play Morrowind. I did play Borderlands 1 and 2. Before I started playing Wolfenstein, even though it's not an open world game, but I've been playing Wolfenstein since it first came out. You see, I played Far Cry 3, and totally devastated their map too. I'm mostly not a fan of multiplayer online games where that's the primary function of the game is multiplayer, and more just because I tried it several times, like with Dungeons and Dragons or in other games, but when you have to rely on other players, all you tend to find are the twinks. So it's like I played Dungeons and Dragons, so I couldn't play by myself anymore, and tried playing with others, and then gave up. Yes, I do like Stargate 1. I own the entire series. I like Stargate Universe and Stargate Atlantis. I was extremely annoyed when they canceled Stargate Universe. Max asks, have I ever played the HOMM or HOM series? I don't even know what that is. So, nope, haven't played it. Yeah, there may be a Stargate litter at one point. I think I thought about it like a year ago, but haven't since. I've already got a good idea what the next litter is going to be named after. And no spoilers. No spoilers at all. Hi, Trillian. Oh, Trillian's sleepy. Do I keep? Linda asks if I keep in touch with my other foster kids, the ones who created the Facebook pages. I am immensely thankful for, because before I did that with Miranda. You know, I get maybe one update, two if I'm lucky, and then I never hear from them again. So being able to watch my fosters grow up and go into form, finalize their personalities is awesome. Bet asked if I think that Chris will ever foster. Don't know. He's still young, so he may not. Avrio asks, how do you spell Tilk? Or how do you pronounce Tilk's name? Tilk. Mom24 asked if I will get a new litter right after this way. I try to have at least a week between litters so I can do a good cleaning of the room and air it out, get a lot of the dust out. And if there happen, and especially if there happen to be any bugs that the kittens caught, let them die. Carol 38 has Trillian made the 2 pound mark yet? No, she's not. She's getting close. I'm gonna start feeding them some wet food to make sure that she does make it. Jafar. Thank you, Linda. Kim H asked if I ever had to disinfect the room after kitties. I've never had anything that, with my fosters that required it yet, thankfully. I've never had ringworm. Well, I'm glad I pronounced your name properly because I don't remember pronouncing it. I'm afraid to try again. Oh, other games that I like are the zombie ones such as Dead Island and Left 4 Dead. I think it's Left 4 Dead where you have four players always, sometimes computer controlled. Say a Shelia. Mama Cat asks, how do you get used to letting the kittens go? Is it easier now than when you started? It never gets easier. You learn how to deal with it better, but it's always a bittersweet moment. You're happy to let them go, but you miss them. And if you're a new foster and you're crying your eyes out afterwards, the best thing for you to do is to get more kittens. Johanna asked if I've ever been on the zombie walk. I have not. A lot of times, there's one that happens in Seattle each year, but I've never been able to. I learn about it too late, or it's when I can't take a day off. Okay. I think my iPad battery is getting low, so I'm gonna stop answering questions soon. Margaret asked, does being able to see them with their Facebook pages help? It does. Knowing that I'll be able to follow them as they grow up helps a lot. Okay, I'm gonna stop now. I know Shelly is happy because I'll be talking less. Ooh, I've been in here for over an hour. And kittens are starting to get sleepy too. Now I need to get out there and before it gets too late and get rid of some of this whiteness. Now that's my shirt, but you know, now you will be rendered blind, and it's not because of the color of my skin. Ooh, are you purring? She's purring. It's easier to get a sleepy kitten purring than a playing one. Oh, she just went plunk. Flatten herself out. I think she just fell asleep. Kittens tend to play until they just fall over and go to sleep. Okay. Let me get all the toys away from the edges. Bye, little miss. Rawr, rawr, rawr. Mama's asleep outside in the cat bed. Outside, being outside of the fence. Alrighty then. Enjoy the kittens. Have a nice day.